Welcome to day 16 of the query folding challenge. For today's challenge, you are to select a computed column, which is the year and month representation of invoice date key, an aggregated total profit column, which is the sum of profit, and a computed change percentage, which is the month over month change of total profit. We are using the wide world importers database and the fact sale table. Let's head over to Power BI. The first step, as usual, is to connect to the data source. Wide world importers, fact sales, click on OK. Click on OK to import the data. Up next, we need to select the columns that are relevant to the problem that we are solving. So we are going to be selecting the invoice date key and the profit column. Is profit, invoice date key. So what we need to do is to look for a way to have the year and month together. That's the first problem we need to solve. We need to be able to create this column that has a year and month. So let's head over to Power BI. What we can do about this is to add a custom column, and we can extract the year from invoice date key, and we know that this gives us the year. But we need a means to be able to combine this with the month, such that if we combine it, it gives us the results that we are looking for. You see that in this moment, as we are combining it, is adding up the year. It is just increasing the year by the number of months we have there, and we don't want that to happen. So the way we can solve this problem is to multiply the year by 100. Now, by multiplying the year by 100, we now have extra zeros that will help us add our months and won't mess up the calculation we want to perform. Now we've been able to solve the first problem. Up next, what we can do is to rename this column to the format that was in the question, and we can indicate that this column should be an integer. So we have this column as an integer. That's the first step. The second step is we need the means to calculate the total profit. If we're going to be calculating the total profit, it means that we are going to be doing a group by. But for us to calculate the change percentage, we need to be able to calculate the total profit for the previous month. This means that we need to offset our date. We need to adjust the date such that for the current row, we get the month before that particular month. Let me show you what I mean here. We're going to add a new column, and this time around we have this, the new column we just created. Let's just add 1 to it. Adding 1 to this column, we realize that now we can reference the previous month, right? So we have 301, so this is going to be 302. We need a means to do this without running into any issues, right? So for us to do this effectively, we also need to confirm that it's working fine for everything. For example, let's check for the 12th month and check everything. Check for the 12th month of 2013. After filtering, we notice that this is not working fine. So what we can do is to modify this such that it goes into the next year. It doesn't have to be the current year. For us to do that, we can modify this, not this step. We can modify the step that we applied here and check if date month is equal to 12, then we want to multiply this, not multiply rather, we want to add 100 to this plus, sorry, it should be plus 100. Else, we just want to add 1 to this. Click on OK. Let's check the previous step. Now we see that we have 2014, December 2014, and we see that we have 2013 12, right? So the month here has to be January. So for us to correct the month and to make sure the month is working fine, we need to subtract. Okay, let me go to the previous step. We need to subtract 11 months since it is giving us 12 months ahead. So we subtract 11 months. We just want this to be like 1 month ahead. Okay, let me check that again. Did I miss something? Oh, not here. Plus 100 minus 11. Click on OK. Check the previous step. And now we see that we have December 2013 and this is 2014-01. Let's sum this up. To sum this up, we need to do a group by. We can rename this custom column to offset. Then we do a group by. For the group by, we are grouping by this and we are grouping by the offset. And what we want to get is a total profit. So we sum the profits and we get to sort this column in ascending order. And now we get the total profit. And this works fine now because we get to see the previous month for each of these dates. How is this going to be relevant? We can now use this to perform a join. We can use this to perform a join where we join this table using the year month column. Then we are performing the self join. Then we use the offset column. The type of join here is going to be an inner join. A left outer join rather, not an inner join. Then close the bracket, click on OK. What did we meet? Oh, the results, the name of the column. Because the new column has to have a name. You can call it result. Click on OK, and you see that we have the new column here as result. Then we get to expand this, and now we have the total profit, right? We have the total profit that we need right here. So we can rename this to maybe profit previous month. Great, this works fine. Up next, we need to add the percentage change column. What's it called? Change percentage. We need to add this change percentage column. To do that, we just go to add column, click on custom, then click on profit minus total profit previous month. Then we have to divide this result by the total profit previous month. And now we have this. We may want to take care of the nulls. To take care of the nulls, we go back to this step and say if the profit previous month is equal to null, then the percent change should be 0. else we perform our calculation. So this should work fine. We can now remove these two columns that we don't need. And now we have the year, month, the total profit, and this should be percent change. Let me go back one step behind, and rename this to percent change. Is it percent change or percentage change? Change percentage. Change percentage. Yeah. And now we have our final results. We can choose to modify the type of this column. We can choose to say this is a percentage type, and the results will show. What am I missing here? Remove columns. Oh, not here. Not here. This is working fine. It should be this step. We can choose to say we want this to be percentage type, and our final result will show in percentages. Or we can choose to say we just want this to show as number, and it's going to show up as number. So with this, we've been able to solve today's challenge. Thank you for following along. This brings us to the end of the solution for today's challenge. And